What's going on is Fist. I'm going to try to keep this as compact of a video as possible. I might rant and go off on a tangent. I did not compile an outline, a script to go off of. So this might be, for some, a hard video to watch and sift through my train of thought. So I might veer off, and I'm sorry. And because I can't validate doing a script for something like this that should have been fixed 8, 9, 10 years ago. That's my personal opinion. So I'm frustrated. And I'm sure that you probably are frustrated too. So I'm talking about Call of Duty World War II. During the beta, and I'm just going to get right into it. During the beta, we had 5 divisions. We had Mountain, Infantry, Expeditionary, Airborne, and Infantry. Each one of these classes, and when you rank them up, have 4 tiers to them. So Mountain has sniper, sharpshooter, always invisible to enemy, recon aircraft. So it's kind of a campy character. I mean, that's just telling you right off the rip that they're going to be sitting in spots, or supposed to be. I mean, that's a trait or an attribute that's given to them, which shouldn't probably be because the way the character is. Hidden to players controlled streaks, and I think the most important one is silent movement. So during beta, some people, I don't know what type of social influence they have, but some people had said to the fact that, you know, the footsteps were not loud enough, or they couldn't hear footsteps. And so I guess it became a problem. And so to fast forward you to today or yesterday, the game was released, and footsteps are over the top loud. They're the loudest they've ever been in any Call of Duty that I've ever played. And there's a lot of problems with that. And there's other things that need to be fixed in Call of Duty. But having loud footsteps is a huge domino effect problem for the rest of the character classes and the ribbons. Now, I am disappointed that in beta we had 5 divisions, and they were all specific in their abilities. And then some people were complaining on social media that how come, you know, all characters don't have a silencer? Why isn't there a silencer ribbon? Why isn't there a dead silence ribbon? Why isn't there a strafing ribbon? Why isn't this? So basically what they did was they took the 4th tier out of every character, pretty much. Like, I wouldn't say out of every character, but, you know, some of the characters that only had it, like Airborne has increased sprint, and then Infantry moves significantly faster while aiming down the sights. You know, that was like that strafing. Some of the old perks, you know, where an assault character can move horizontally while ADSing, aiming down the sights. These 5 division classes were unique in themselves to where it made you create a character in beta and you enjoyed that. You looked forward to that. Now, I don't know what Sledgehammer's thinking is. Now that the fact that they raised the sound of the footsteps as the loudest they ever been in the game, the game is unplayable. It's a domino effect, because let me give you an example, and I'm going to answer all of everybody's, you know, well, Fist, why don't you just use dead silence? Why don't you just use the Mountain division? Why don't you just use the ribbon that says What is it? You know, they already got it here. I'll show it to you. See, these are division overlap ribbons. Basically, taking the ribbons out of the division classes and splitting it up because people were complaining about them. And I'm trying to tie this all in. Like I said, I didn't script all this, but the point being is this: is that there was 5 division classes. They all had special attributes. That was theirs. And so Sledgehammer decided that they wanted to raise up the sound of the footsteps. And so now the whole point of this is that you are regulating people to just one perk or one division and one ribbon. Because here's the reason why, and I'm going to show you. So inconspicuous. So a lot of people say, Fist, why don't you just use inconspicuous? Why don't you just use the inconspicuous perk? You could put it with the assault class and just use inconspicuous, and that'll be that. Okay, all right, I hear what you're saying, but guess what? Let's say I'd like to use infantry and I like to use prime with an extra couple of sets. Or maybe I like to use gunslinger and I like to run and shoot off of my hip. You know, maybe I like to do all of those things. Maybe I like to use all those different ribbons and bazillions of combinations to have fun with and not be forced into using one single class or one ribbon with my setup. Because clearly, if I run infantry and I put inconspicuous with my setup, then guess what? My character can't run and shoot off the hip. I cannot use that combination. And the reason being is because all the footsteps are so loud in the game that within 2 months, and I'm trying to save everybody trouble right now. Within 2 months, nobody's going to move because, it wouldn't be a problem, but you have maps like this. So when we start the game, I mean, we have maps like this that I could show you that here's the problem. You have a sniper rifle character with prime or scoped, and they could sit and camp in an area, and they could hear you coming miles and miles away, and they don't have to move, and they could pre-fire you, and it ruins the whole point of the ribbons, the class, everything in the game. So I don't think Sledgehammer has accounted for that. It's a huge domino effect. I mean, there's one huge effect where the snipers already have no flinch, and then you give them prime and all this other stuff, and they could just, they could just sit back. There's nothing there's nothing you can do. The ADSing time on a sniper is less than 15 frames. So even if I ADS, which assault rifles, SMGs, they're not even close to that. And if you do get a couple hits on a sniper, if he's primed or any of that, you're dead. Because he hears you coming a mile away. So here, you don't hear my footsteps at all. But I can't use any other perks. But this is the point that I'm trying to make. If I'm this character, I could sit here, and nobody's gonna know I'm here. I could sit up here. I could be anywhere. I could sit in all these little spots. This is what I'm trying. This is the point that I'm trying to make. Is that you could be in every corner. This Call of Duty has more corners and little spots than any other Call of Duty ever made. I mean, you could literally just. So if I've got dead silence on and you got your loud ass feet and let's say you want to use different stuff and different characters, all I got to do is sit and camp. And all I can just wait for your footsteps and look at my mini map. Well, if it isn't my teammate, if it isn't his blue arrow, then clearly it's the enemy. So I'm just gonna wait right here. I mean, how do I know that you're there unless I got a UAV or whatever? I'm not gonna know that you're there. So this is what I'm talking like. This is what this game is gonna come to. Just like every single corner. You know, I have never seen a Call of Duty that has so much of this. And then on top of that, you know, we have this situation where, okay, if another team is getting beat, this is the only Call of Duty that I know that when you go in the back of the spawns, there's literally, I mean, what is this? I mean, there's literally like, I mean, people could just sit back in their spawns and listen. I get so tired the last 2 days of chasing people down who don't want to come out of their spawn and are listening for footsteps, and the spawn areas are so huge. They could be anywhere. Like, who makes a spawn this big? And all the way back here and little spots that they could just be at. It's nuts. So the point being is this. To avoid all of this nightmare, you know, all this nightmare, like, look at this. I mean, you know, we're talking 3 lanes. We're not talking 3 lanes. We're talking we're talking 3 global oil tanker lanes. You know, all I got to do is just sit back here. Like, look at this, bro. I'm gonna wait and listen for footsteps. I'm gonna force you. You paid $100 for this game because you got all the DLC. I'm gonna force you to either use Inconspicuous or Mountain Division. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for you. Oh, so we're going to raise the footstep sound so loud. And then, and guess what? If I'm a sniper and literally you can hear some of these footsteps coming from all the way over here to all the way over here. I mean, literally, I could just be sitting like this. And I could just, if I got headphones on, all I got to do is center you. And then I just pop up. Oh, I hear footsteps. And how could you react to that? You can't. So these people who are telling me that, Fist, just use Inconspicuous, just use Mountaineer Division. Well, guess what? You can't use anything else if that's the case. I can't use Infantry with, or I can't use Expeditionary with Gunslinger. I mean, I gotta use the Ghost perk. I gotta use Inconspicuous. And on top of that, the Inconspicuous perk blah 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 ribbon is like you have to be a level 1 prestige. I mean, are you literally trying to just kill the people who pay the most money in this game? Are you trying to piss us off so much that we don't want to play it's not fun. It'd be different if the maps weren't made like this. If it was like you know, if it was a map where they're just running down lanes, I wouldn't care about footsteps that much. But I mean, I'm in a World War II, and I shouldn't hear footsteps unless you're right there, like that close to me. By then, you know, it's too late. You should be punished for camping. You should be punished for camping. You should not be able to camp in this game. I mean, it ruins the flow of the game. It ruins the point of all the perks and the combination of the divisions. What's the point of all this 3-year process of doing all this work if it's irrelevant? You know, because now look, I could just be a sniper. I could just sit here. I could use Expeditionary class. I could use Mountain Division and add flinch to it. What did I have on here? Primed. I could take extra shots to the face because I know you're coming. I just pre-weight you. I take a couple hits, my character's face won't go up, and I'm going to kill you still. And you won't even get a shot off because, you know, lag compensation or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, so in good faith, I have to say something. Because at the end of the day, in 2 months or less, this game is going to turn into a camping sniper nightmare. And the only reason I'm saying, you know, the snipers have way too much. I mean, ADSing, all these, you know, snipers should not be able to use prime ribbon. And sniper ADS time should be nerfed down to 30 frames. You know, snipers and drop shotting should be the same amount of time in a Call of Duty game. Because now if you see a sniper, you have the ability to at least drop shot and escape that quick scope. I mean, you can't have one game lopsided like that. It's not going to be fun for everybody. I hope this video has made sense to a lot of people out there. And then on top of that, at the end of this video, yes, we all know why skill-based matchmaking is in the game. If you don't know why skill-based matchmaking is in the game, it's because Activision put in proprietary matchmaking so that when you go into a game, you are matched up with players who unlock weapons through crates that they paid for that you don't have, and it matches you up with those players so that they can have a easier time against you. And it's already been proven. There's been documented 2 cases already, and who knows what other stuff is out there that's underneath. You know, you wouldn't have to do all of this. They don't have to do all of this. They don't have to do loot crates, spend all this money. Just make a great game, and people will pay for it. I'd rather pay for maps than loot crates. Give me new maps. Give me 45 maps. I'll take that any day over loot crates. At least everybody's on the same level playing field, instead of like making all these ridiculous variants. You know, it seems like to me the people who patronize Call of Duty the most are getting the least respect. You know, all I see now is game battles and ranked gameplay and, you know, one little square for people who just want to enjoy themselves. Can't enjoy the game. It's all about sell, 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 sell. We don't care about you, 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 you. And that's it. And it's getting disgusting. I mean, there's got to be some balance here. And if you feel the same way I do, say something to Treyarch and Sledgehammer and whoever makes a Call of Duty, Activision, CEOs. I mean, if you guys want this game to be around and play it and it's for you, then say something. Anyways, it's your boy Fist. Peace.